Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hunt the Front podcast, coming at you following the finale, the final, the end of the Lucas Oil WinterNationals, Veland WinterNationals at East Bay Raceway Park. Had another good one, and another winner, a new winner for the weekend, new winner for Lucas Oil. Dalton Wilson gets the job done after 9 times of being the bridesmaid. He is finally the bride. Isn't that the saying? Always the bridemaid, never the bride. No more for Dalton Wilson. Gets a win, first win of his career on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Cool to see that much emotion in victory lane, is it not?
It was. It's
good
to see it.
Refreshing.
You know these guys that win all the time, and I'm sure they've been there before and got emotional and when they first won, but you see them win all the time, it kind of becomes routine.
Yeah.
To see a guy really thankful for it, really and savoring the moment is refreshing when you see that. So
probably helps that he's finished second 9 times.
He's
been close.
We do have a Joey sighting. He is back and with us tonight. He's been gone all week of East Bay, but he's with us tonight. Maybe later on, after we get done talking about East Bay here, he can tell us about his trip and what's going on with all that. But it was a heck of a night at East Bay. Another wild one, man. Just all kinds of wild stuff. A lot to get to. I got a lot of notes wrote down here of things to talk about.
I would say that tonight was the wildest of all of them so far.
It was a wild one. Hey, before we get into it, just want to remind y'all a couple of things. HTFmerch.com, we got the giveaway. I see Jesse's on it. He's about to throw the link up. We got the giveaway going on. Every $10 you spend at HTFmerch.com gets you one entry for a chance to win the Bristol Camaro, the pace car that we won at Bristol. That's going on now through March 3rd. All kinds of cool stuff you can get over there, including that hat that Joey has on his head. That was a one-of-a-kind hat until about a week ago, and now we got plenty of them. So
this one as well.
Oh yeah, and a new one there Joshua has. That's a brand new hat.
Hey,
also,
I had to. There's also a new hat that I usually wear, but I had to show off my shiny
dome.
Yeah.
So
how often you get that done, Jesse? Like, it's dramatic when you get it done.
It's not often enough, Joshua. That's what it comes down to. The way it's supposed to look.
I was the same way. No one said anything, but like my beard was, a little shorter than I meant for it to be when I got here yesterday. And my hair too. That's why. But I don't ever take my hat off, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so HTFmerch.com for that. Every $10 you spend now through March 3rd get you one entry for a chance to win the Bristol Camaro. And HTFmerch.com, you can find all the rules and details, including how you can enter without making a purchase. Any other announcements off the top here?
Not covers it, but real quick, because I know we're all kind of wondering about this, but just noticed Jensen Ford's wife Desiree posted on Jensen's Facebook page that he is he's okay, fine now, but he was knocked unconscious when his head slammed into his headrest of his seat. So sounds like he's okay. Scary moment there. We all kind of wondered what was going on, and they cut away and went to red and then commercial. Figured it was something.
It's weird how you knew, like, as soon as they were stopped over there and the camera's just sitting on them, it's like, okay, something, that wasn't a simple Jensen hit the wall or broke or whatever, like it seemed to be. It's like immediate, because that's how we talked about this, was it last night or the night before, how they cut away anytime, it's questionable if someone's hurt or something. So you knew immediately that they're going away from what looked like a no issue wreck, or break or whatever. And it's like, okay, that's not good. But yeah, glad he's okay. I wonder if he bicycled or something maybe and slammed down or something possibly.
I don't know. They didn't have it. Either they didn't have it or they just didn't show it. The replay of what happened. So hey, glad he's okay though.
Right, no doubt.
For sure.
But Dalton Wilson gets the win, the first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win of his career. Did any of us call that last night? I felt like we talked about it. Him and Alberson, right? They both look poised to play the little bit of the spoiler, right? You've had guys that you could predict win, that were expected to win, or not surprises, I guess you should say, win this so far this week. But then you had Wilson and Alberson knocking on the door, and I do know we talked about like it'd be cool to see one of them get their first win on the final night of the East Bay WinterNationals. I don't think any of us picked them to win, but I think we did mention that, right?
Yes, I know we mentioned it. They were running up front and had, good chance with how well they've both been running, there this whole week. That sure, there's good opportunity for them to do it.
Hey, Kevin Herman coming in with the 199 super chat.
Hey,
welcome back, Joey. So
what's up, Kevin?
He's missed you, Joey. We've all missed you.
Yeah.
Were you able to keep up with East Bay while you were gone?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. It's I at least watch the features.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when you're out on the road and burning up the road all day, it makes it tough on a player.
Yeah.
Tough on a player. Oh man, looked like Turbo was maybe gonna get the job done. I think they said he led laps 1 through, I don't know, what was it? Midway there.
15.
1 through 15.
Yep. And Wilson took the lead lap 16 and led the rest of them.
I got to be honest, I didn't think he would lead there. I figured he was really good, right? This car was really good.
Even to say like it's he was stuck, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He was good.
He couldn't. I don't think he could really do no wrong.
He messed up one time, and he mentioned it in victory lane, or that the camera caught off of 4 there.
He was able to recover pretty good there, and get back rolling. So, but yeah, he definitely had his stuff was rolling.
Yeah, he looked good for sure. It just looked like everyone else had to he was able to be fast, but also somewhat smooth, right? He didn't have to charge and really get aggressive to go fast, where you had guys like, Turbo, obviously, Winger comes to mind, Garrett Smith, where it's like, man, they were having to charge so hard, and Wilson, just looked like he was just smooth, stuck, digging.
Well, and he didn't have to have a lot of speed. Like, he could just rotate right through the middle and then drive off the bottom. He wasn't having to beat the boards down, and his stuff was just good and was working good. So
no doubt. Hey,
you got a couple super chats.
Marty. Did I get that? Yeah. Marty. Which night was your favorite out of all the nights?
Good question.
Yeah, I like the night when there was 2 features.
Yeah, they were both pretty good.
Yeah.
Mine was definitely Tuesday, because I was there in person.
Oh, so. Yeah.
That was my favorite night. Although, honestly, I couldn't see much.
Crap. I don't know. What night was it? Maybe the Owens night. Was the best racing? Was that the really good race?
That was the double feature night. Yeah, I would say that one as well.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the Owens night. The double features. Jimmy winning, and it was really good racing there in that one. Tonight was up there, but it just the 18D was just so good that it was never, once he got to the lead, it wasn't really in much doubt there.
I will say that the heat racing and everything tonight definitely had some.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get to that. There was I got 20 notes wrote down from the heats and B mains here to touch on. So much action.
Yeah, we got the Paul Clayton super chat there.
$1.99.
Appreciate that.
With a taco.
He just taco.
Appreciate it. You a Taco Bell? It was all good. I mean, it was like you had the feature the first night, the night you were. How was it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that it kind of locked down or whatever, rubbered a little bit.
Really good that night.
Yeah,
the mains.
So other than the feature that night, it was great. Yeah. So very impressive. Also, though, the track was, had a lot of character to it all week, which kind of helped to have the interesting racing, I guess, mixing things up, right? Probably the night it was smoothest was Tuesday night when it locked down.
Right.
But so you had...
Boy, it was sure rough tonight.
Golly.
Oh, God, dog.
It was getting gnarly in the B mains. You had some of them. Was it Carpenter, one of the Mississippi guys that looked like he about went over in 1 and 2? But other than the... I don't want to say upset. I mean, no one's surprised that Dalton Wilson won, right?
The breakthrough.
That's a good way to describe it. Not an upset. It was a breakthrough. You saw it coming, I guess.
Right.
I guess what surprised me about it was how flawless he was especially like that restart with 3 to go.
Well, just think. I mean, he's been in that position a lot of time, or not. Maybe not leading with 3 to go, but he's led restarts and been at the front of the field a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't out of his realm there. Leading
Right.
the pack to the restart. I mean, I think he kind of had to know, like, yeah, this is probably it. If I don't win this one, I'm gonna be
Y'all missing a good
him,
opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's been there and been up front and raced up there and all through the race night and stuff, and that's kind of something I bet he was not really out of his comfort level there.
Yeah. Well, he's been racing with it. Was last year his second year on the tour?
I think so.
So I mean, he's been racing with these guys a lot. Like, he's been there and everything. But when you finish second 9 times and you're going for your first win and you have a caution late, like, man, that's gotta work on you a little bit there. But other than him breaking through, I mean, Turbo looked good. Felt like Davenport and Shepard never really weren't quite good enough to get going and to get up there. I thought for a second maybe Winger looked like he might could get up there and do something.
He was coming until he got his front end knocked off.
Yeah, a little contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, from there, after that, he just got aggressive, and the harder he drove, the worse it got for him, it felt like, or seemed like. But contact with the 10, and he gets in the wall, and that ruins breaks his momentum, I guess. And
probably a ball joint.
Yeah, bent some stuff. I don't know who. I guess. The other thing. Early on, what was it? Lap 2. With we talked about Garrett Alberson maybe having a shot. Being one to watch. It felt like him or Wilson. If it would, be a similar breakthrough, right? And it felt like you could go either way on which one had the best opportunity tonight after all week. And Albertson's running. What was he running, like fourth?
Fourth or fifth? Yeah, right there.
Fourth.
And it was Jensen Ford rather got into Boom Briggs and gets sideways in front of him, and it collects the 58. So you hated to see that. Took out definitely what would have been, probably a contender, but you'll never know.
Right.
And then to add in a little insult, which that wasn't on Boom, that was on the Jensen.
That was on Jensen.
But then you did have Boom late in the race, causing another frustrating caution that nobody.
Two races in a row.
Yeah.
Is it in a row?
I don't think it was in a row. Was it? No.
He was really good at those.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Might have been Thursday night. When did he call
maybe
calls the caution? Maybe it was Thursday. When Davenport was catching Owens?
Yes, it was when Davenport. Okay, so it was the night before then, right?
Yeah. Whatever the case, Boom causes another caution. Well, first of all, it looked like Turbo was coming, getting his feet under him, as they say, getting rolling.
And, Dalton Wilson had just made that slip up,
Mm-hmm.
And then which not that it cost him the lead, but you gotta be wondering he slips up there in traffic, knowing probably that his guy's signaling that Turbo's coming or that someone's catching him. And you make that slip up, probably put some pressure on him, getting it almost immediately, right? Getting a caution a lap later or whatever it was, probably gives him a chance to collect himself,
yes.
let alone get a clear track ahead of him. It was good timing for him, for sure, for that. Hey, one thing I was going to say, I was looking at it because y'all kind of were asking what year, how many years he's been on the tour. Now, did you know that in 2022, Garrett Alberson, Dalton Wilson, Spencer Hughes, and Ross Robinson were all rookies on the series?
I did not realize that. Who was the top rookie?
Who do you think?
I'm trying to. Was it Alberson?
Yes, it was Alberson.
Okay. The only reason I knew that is because I heard him say rookie of the year or something. I think they went through him sometime tonight, so I remember his name being on there. They were in the
order. I just listed them off: Alberson, Wilson, Hughes, and Robinson, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th in points. But anyway, so Alberson and Wilson kind of been, at it, kind of same trajectory there. And for Wilson, Alberson won the Rookie of the Year that year, but then Wilson gets the win.
Gets a win sooner.
Yeah, interesting.
That was a good rookie class right there in 22.
It was. That's what I was just thinking, and especially Ross Robinson coming on this year, is showing some, really showing a spark. So that was an interesting rookie crop, if you will, there.
Did anything else from the race jump out at y'all? Another interesting track conditions.
I will say that I guess, we kind of brought up the fact that Garrett Smith keeps on starting up front toward the front, never seems to stay there. And tonight he, rounds out the top, but 1, 2, 3,
Fourth.
he ends up P4. So
He actually went
pretty
forward.
impressive. Yeah,
I think he
pretty
started
impressive run for
6th
Garrett
or
Smith.
something like that.
Yep. So
Yeah.
that was that.
Kind of turned that around. That whole fading backward, he was able to maintain, actually go a little bit forward tonight.
Yep.
He put together a whole night, not just fast in the heat, qualifying in the heat race. Nodorth, meanwhile, talked about him being fast early. He qualifies up front and runs well in the heat again. Never heard much out of him after that, but that was another guy that's been qualifying well all week.
Yep.
And the opposite of that, Marlar, I think, where did he end up? He's in the back again and charging through there, passing
He ended up
cars.
12th. I think he got higher than that at one point, I want to say. But Drake Troutman goes from
Yeah.
30th, tail of the field with I'd imagine that's an emergency
Yeah,
provisional,
emergency
Yeah.
provisional.
and finishes 9th. You got to wonder, how much of that was attrition. Like I'm seeing Hudson O'Neal was 10th, and we know he pitted. Winger
Right.
11th, and he looked like some front end issues and everything. So a lot of attrition there, helping some of those guys make the runs they did. But yeah, like we mentioned, Winger going from where did he start?
He came through there. I know that.
Yeah, like he went
16th. He
from
started 16th,
16th,
got to 3rd,
yeah,
and then
like
it was just a
10
second
laps.
later. Yeah, and then the contact with the 10 happened.
Right. So you
And
had a
he's-
lot of movers and shakers, comers and goers, if you will, throughout the race that kept it interesting, even though once Wilson got the lead, or late, other than the little bit of late drama before the late caution, he pretty well was solid at the front. You did have a lot of interesting storylines playing out with the comers and goers, if you will.
Yeah. Other than you said making things interesting, we've seen interesting prelims all week, but were they not the most interesting tonight on the final night?
Tonight's got to take the cake on that one.
It's funny because I said that we talked about that last night. I feel like I said it was going to have like the World 100 heat race feel, Eldora heat race feel, where just crazy things are happening. But I don't think it was because guys were driving like win it or lose it. They're gonna like all out. I feel like it was because in East Bay, kind of, we know this has a knack for this. Like qualifying was so random, right? You had guys on the front row that wouldn't be there, and then come heat race time, the tracks changed or whatever, for whatever reason, they're coming backward while other guys are going forward, right? And then you had just some random things happen, like Hudson O'Neal and Garrett Albertson catching. Looks like
that's crazy.
Albertson and just caught his right rear quarter, and it turned him.
So on that one, Albertson seemed like, I don't know, I don't want to say he claimed it as his fault, but he definitely seemed like he kind of in the back of his mind was like, I hope I didn't cause that or whatever. He mentioned.
Yeah.
He
what
mentioned.
Do you think about that, Joseph? Like, to me, it looked like what do you do there? Like, I don't. I mean, what did you think about that? Did you see that one, Joseph?
Yeah, they just kind of hung up there. And I don't know, just one of those freak things where like Hood's quarter panel gets hung in Albertson's door.
And it
how
turned
often
him.
do you say that? You know what I mean? So even if they're running over each other or not, like how often would that ever even happen? So I think it's just one of those deals where just odd, and kind of freakish, I guess. And then it caused a big melee behind them or there, and took had a lot of damage there involved. I don't think nobody can. I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to how they rolled around there, if they were beating fenders or not, or
I don't
who
think
was
they
trying to run
were.
anybody,
It
or
looked like it. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think so.
I didn't know if anybody was trying to run anybody up or down the hill. I wasn't really paying attention to that. But they were obviously tight when they throttled up there, and it's just one of those deals. Sucks for all involved. There's no doubt about it.
And it was almost all involved.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Was that the one where McCready goes from seven? Which one was it? McCready went from 7th to outside pole.
It was that one. McCready got involved. He was right behind Shepard. Like his car got killed. Shepard's car, like Shepard got lucky. It wasn't worse than what it was.
Yeah.
No
for
doubt.
him. But yeah, McCready. Yeah, that was bad.
was wild. It almost looked to me like it's something I feel like you've seen that a lot this week where the inside pole guys throttles up and just tail slaps the guy beside him for whatever reason. I just seem like you've been seeing that a lot this week.
That was what happened between, was it Tony Jackson and Jensen Ford or somebody? It happened in a heat race.
It's happened several times this week.
And Jensen calls the front straightaway pile up. Like it seems to be happening, like you said, a lot at East Bay or was happening a lot at East Bay.
Yeah.
This week.
So then we had, I believe it was in Heat 3, the very next heat, RTJ. It looks like he's getting his he's kind of, he hasn't been terrible by any means at East Bay this week, but he hasn't been, typical Ricky Thornton Jr., right? Up there trying to compete for wins. But
I heard he really likes the place.
Yeah. In his heat race, it looked like he was maybe getting his act together. Drives by Davenport and to get to second. And I can't even remember who ended up winning it, but it looks like he might be trying to track him down. Well, they have a caution.
Owens.
Yep, was the heat that Owens won. So it looks like maybe he's trying to track Owens down a little bit. Have a caution. They restart. Davenport gets him for second. He's running third. Last lap, they have a restart with 1 to go or something, and he just misses 3, bounces through the rough, and gives third.
Flies the nose, then
gives up the transfer spot to Bronson. And then I guess we saw on Twitter that he
tweeted how much he loved East Bay and couldn't wait to go back,
or was glad not to have to go back, or something like that.
Well, he does have to go back
in October.
And I've been thinking, we're talking about the championship chase and everything, and how like East Bay playing a role in that might make it interesting, because I think we saw pretty clearly that RTJ is not very good at East Bay, right? No. Like that would be interesting. Is that going to play a role in the championship chase come October? Second to last race, right?
Yeah, it will be. They'll be there, and then the DTWC. But he definitely isn't a fan. He isn't a fan of the joint. By the way, hey, real quick, Jeffrey Gleason, thank you for the super chat there. The super sticker. 1999.
Top of the board. Really do appreciate it, Jeffrey. But as far as Ricky goes, it's like you said, like, here's the thing. Every time it comes down to feature time, like he's flying, he drives through the field and he ends up in the top 10 or whatever every time. It's just, I don't think it's that he's bad at East Bay. He's just not good early, maybe is where it comes down to. And then that just sets him back for the feature.
Where'd he end up tonight?
He ended up 8th.
Yep. Yeah, he's not good early, but then he's also not quite good enough in the feature either. You know what I mean? Right. Because he gets on up there quickly, but then he stalls out. You know what I mean? Once, he's not good enough he can get to from wherever way back there to 8th or whatever, but getting 8th to 3rd or 8th to 1st or whatever is a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that'll be interesting to see if we talk about that, if it's coming down to it and they're headed to East Bay and we're like, well, remember how, how he wasn't that good at East Bay. Right. Be interesting to see.
East Bay's just so random.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah. Like
it is indeed. Hey, Henry Sam's $1.99. Did anyone buy Jesse a globe yet?
It wouldn't
buy his own globe.
Yeah. And it wouldn't do you any good because I wouldn't know how to even look at it.
With your eyes.
Jesse, where's New Zealand? Can you tell us?
Down yonder under.
Down yonder under.
Somewhere near Australia.
Exactly.
We learned that before. Okay, Heat 4. Marlar spins, running third right there at the end. Gets in hot under the 10, under Smith and spins. And then Heat 6. How about the Harrington and Hughes incident?
I have that noted.
That was an odd interchange there.
Yeah.
So
maybe we missed something.
Now, here's the thing. Here's what the question, I think, the big question.
While we're getting to it, chat, did those of y'all that saw it in the final heat of the night, I believe, Will Harrington gets into Spencer Hughes racing for the transfer spot, right?
Or was it for one spot out? It wasn't even for a transfer.
It was for one spot out, I think.
It was for 4th, I think.
Fourth, so one spot out. They were racing for pole or starting third in a B main or something, basically. And Will gets into Spencer and causes a
Jensen, of
melee
course, is
there.
in his old car with the JCM Motorsports ride.
Yeah,
So,
the what Will drove last year.
Yeah, interesting dynamic there.
Jesse, all right, y'all let us know what you thought. Those of you that saw that was
So
go ahead, Jesse.
I have already even seen posts on Facebook,
Yeah.
right afterwards. So the big question, I think, and I mean, I guess we can throw our opinions out there or whatever, and circumstances or whatever. Was it intentional?
That's the question. I thought you were about to say one way or the other. You got an opinion?
I'm just flat out asking you, was it or wasn't it?
I don't think
is or
so.
is it ain't?
Is you is or is you ain't? I don't.
I mean, he had plenty of opportunity not to hit.
Yeah. Is it one of those things where he didn't mean to, but he didn't mean not to either? Possibly.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I'm not gonna say it was intentional that he hit him, because like, I'm gonna go in here and hit him. It looked like, on that track, it looked like maybe he hit a rut, caught a rut and it turned him, but he did not let off once he was going.
Or turn the wheel.
Or turn.
Or turn the wheel. A telltale sign there. The wheel stays turned right the whole time.
You gotta hit the brake and turn the wheel. I mean, at some point, or don't.
He did a couple laps before that kind of do the same thing, and he needs a password to buy a game or something.
Yeah.
Move off in there.
Anyway,
it did the lap before look like, or a few laps before, where Will just gets in there and it goes and bounces and he chases it all the way to the top. He almost hit Spencer then. You know what I mean? So I think, I think he was just not trying hard enough not to hit him, is what it comes down
Gary
to.
says Spencer hit him in turn 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a couple people saying in chat that there might have been something going
also,
on before that.
while we're reading chat, a big thanks to Beer Chaser, $20 watching from Australia. Thank you for the super chat, buddy.
That's 20 Australian
Appreciate
dollars.
that.
Okay,
I think that's what the A means.
What do you call those?
Aussie dollars?
Pesos.
Ossers?
No, definitely not
Pesos.
That's the wrong down.
Okay.
That's the wrong down under.
What is it worth at US?
I don't know.
Is it half?
I don't know, Jesse.
Probably
Yeah.
more.
No idea.
Good question.
Thank you.
all
Thank you,
Hey,
Beer
appreciate
Chaser.
it nonetheless, Beer Chaser. All right, so I thought at first, when I first watched it, I'm like, oh crap, man, he must have hit a rut, hit a hole, and it just flew the nose. But then did the replay, and I was like, what I
Turn the
mean?
wheel.
Like, it's kind of like, shit, he's turning right, kind of, like, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, well, maybe we can get them on tour with us this year, and they can settle it there.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
That's why I
They'll
love
work it out.
racing with these guys.
Yeah. I
So
don't
much
know.
fun.
It definitely.
I don't know.
The video
Go
on
ahead.
Facebook, I saw one pop up pretty quick thereafter. Screen recording what happened there, and the comments aren't good. Everybody seemed to kind of assume it's like what he run him over for. Anyway, one of them tight racing on a cowboy up racetrack
With some character.
Yeah.
With some character.
I feel like
Hey, we got an answer in chat, which I also looked up too. But the Australian dollar is worth 65 cents per US dollar. Yes.
Not quite
and-
half. I was close.
But I also see where it says if it has a dollar sign in front of it, it's American money.
Yeah. No, not American. It's called a dollar, right? The dollar sign means a
No.
dollar, but an A is for Australia,
Yeah.
so it's an Australian dollar. That makes sense.
y'all lost me. Hey, regardless, we appreciate it, Beer Chaser, and we
Ain't no doubt.
appreciate you tuning in
Points
from.
out, he says it's about a beer in US dollaroos. So, Beer Chaser.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
All right. So
How about another one? Another interesting one. Of certainly didn't mean not to in this case.
good God.
Are we going to the B mains?
The Eldor Million B main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen, here's the thing. Mark says that y'all ain't having the last race in my home area down here, and I ain't gonna be part of it.
well, he was about
He
to
says-
be part of it. He
Yeah.
didn't have to win the B main to make the show.
Yeah, he just
Well,
wanted
I
to be
mean,
sure.
you gonna leave no doubt
Hey,
out there.
now,
on the
well,
show.
here's the thing. Maybe Mark's thinking, hell, I'm one, mess up
Yeah.
away, and I'm on the bubble, and then so he's like, I'm gonna go ahead and give me a little
Well,
cushion.
He felt like he might have had him a little bit of a run down into 3. Maybe he felt like he did. Maybe he felt like he did. I mean,
Didn't look like it.
maybe I'm gonna say it one more time. Maybe he felt like he did and decided, I'm gonna carry it off into turn 4 here and see
Go
where
ahead
we
and clear
land.
him. Yeah, see where we land.
Where we land. I like it.
It turns out it was right in
Yeah.
Tony Jackson Jr.'s
Wheel
door.
to wheel over there, and the rest is just golly, yeah. They was getting it. That's all I know.
The funny
And then
part,
they get to turn 1 and wreck for
yeah,
no
then
reason.
they wreck in turn 1. Caution
Oh,
apparently was
yeah.
already out.
Caution's been out. Like that's what stinks the worst.
Oh, I'll tell you this. I didn't see the caution had been out. Like I was watching,
No, I didn't know.
and then
Right.
that's the thing about watching. The way we watch it on Flow and everything. You only see what you see,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they wreck, and then I didn't quite listen that well to the broadcast, and then next thing you know, Tony Jackson Jr.'s getting a spot back. I'm like, what in the hell's going on? And so it kind of like got my attention, but
DJ
apparently
pretty quickly said, "I think the caution's
Yeah.
already out." I mean, he
Yeah,
almost
because they were
immediately said
wrecked
it.
in turn 3 or 4
Yeah.
back there.
So they
Fine.
both
Yeah.
got in the show. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Apparently
happy
that
afterward.
Wasn't there?
Apparently they had a little
videos
dust
floating
up.
around Facebook, so
Yeah.
You never sent us that, Joshua.
I couldn't figure
Yeah.
out. It was a
Good
story.
Lord.
I couldn't
Is that
figure
what
out
you
how
were
to share a-
sending us?
I don't think
Yeah.
you can share a story. So
Uh,
if anyone has it,
Yeah.
has
Whose whose is it on? Hey, I
Parker
don't.
Fish. He's Brandon
The heck is
Shepard's
that?
video guy. He videoed some for us at
Hey.
last year. So
Hey,
he caught it.
monumental right there. We just
but
broke
he-
over 400 viewers. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh wow!
Hey, thank you to all 402
Yeah.
of you for being here and hanging out with us.
Yeah, that's cool. Go ahead.
Kevin Herman.
Joshua,
Lightner Tractor
what-
Service.
What did
See-
this guy? Who did? Who?
What?
What's his name?
What guy?
The guy with the story of this stuff.
Oh, Joseph's
Parker
trying to look at
Fish.
Parker.
Fish.
You just see them yelling at each other. He's
Oh.
got music over it, like funny music.
Who was yelling at who?
It's Whitener getting out of his car and someone, and of course his wife's
Listen.
there too, yelling
Yeah.
back at whoever, someone on the other side of the car. I don't know. I just literally it just popped up
Listen,
while we were going live. But
while
I
while
can hear-
while,
hey.
while we go ahead.
before I forget, Kevin Herman says, "Put that in your notes, Jesse," with a $1.99 super chat. I think he was talking about the
Aussie
Australian
dollar.
stuff.
yeah. So when we go
Yeah.
there, you'll know the exchange.
Oh
rate.
hell, my $20 would be good shape over there.
We'll live like kings.
Yeah.
We'll take $1,000, drink forever.
Listen, while we're all making a big deal about somebody yelling at Whitener yelling at somebody, listen, he does it every weekend. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal for him.
I think we've
Yeah,
already
like,
talked about on here
listen,
of our trip to the
yeah.
go-kart track with him.
Listen, Whitener doesn't care. It's okay. He'll do it
He's a
again
hard
tomorrow.
racer. He's a hard
He's
racer.
a hard racer.
Yeah, for anyone
Yeah.
wondering what I was talking about, Craig was good enough to post the link in
In
Oh
chat.
wow.
in the chat. So yeah,
Good stuff.
All right.
yeah.
So what do you think his train of thought? I mean, you already kind of said that you think his train of thought was he thought that he had a good run down the back straightaway, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You don't want to let off. Carry
do
it
you
on.
think maybe did he not know that he was in this show? Man, I don't
don't
know.
Listen,
know.
you got to have a little bit of
I don't
buffer
know.
there.
Right.
Yeah. If you let
I
off,
mean,
the
you're-
guy behind you is getting you, man. You got to go.
Yeah.
Keep digging.
Oh yeah. I mean, how many times you see RTJ? He bobbled one time, guy behind him goes right by him, and then he's out
Mhm.
of the transfer just like that. So,
Got to keep her lit. Eat or be
golly.
eaten. That's what it is,
All right, hey,
boys.
anything else? So we covered the Harrington, we covered the
Yeah.
Alberson in the Rocket One, and then we covered the Whitener. It was just crazy.
It's just a crazy lot of, and then on top of that, you also had all kinds of, coming and going in the heat races, mixing it up. B mains as well. Cars about flipping in the B main. I think maybe it's that same B main. I don't know. The one bicycled and about went over. It just, man, it was just a lot of action all night.
Hey,
Which,
Rough Racetracks put on a good show.
indeed,
Yeah, they
which
do.
East Bay did all week,
They
and
do.
leads me to my my next question is how badly are we going to be missing East Bay WinterNationals this time next year? Do you think?
Pretty. I mean, East Bay's East Bay, man. You've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
hard
mean-
to find a place. I mean, you can find a place to take the race, the event, but it'd be hard to find one that puts on that good of a show each night, right?
Yeah, like were you not entertained?
100%.
I was.
Yeah.
It's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna miss it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely East Bay. It holds a special place in the sport. with all its history and current, not just its history, but just what it is, right? And the way the racing is, and a week worth of racing every year. And you know, I think we've talked hinted at it a little bit before, but there's going to be some changes we expect for speed weeks. You know, kind of a maybe what it looks like with a replacement or not, but it definitely it'll be different next year without it for sure. I don't know. It'll be a lot of people. Hopefully, people keep coming down to Florida for speed weeks, whatever
Um,
it looks
That's going
like.
to keep happening,
it's still going
some
to be
shape, form, or
cold in
fashion.
February up north. So
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
still going to be looking somewhere to escape the
mm,
cold,
See
maybe
some
go do
racing.
see some racing and do some fun touristy type stuff while they're down a little bit here and there too. So I imagine we'll still be watching racing or maybe hopefully participating in it at some point. I think this time next year.
Yeah, we didn't like. I've only been to East Bay twice. Right? Didn't we go down there twice and race with the crates?
mm-hmm.
2020 and 2021, or was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was it.
But for the last, I don't know, however long, 10 years, maybe not quite that. I don't even remember. It seems like, that's the one week where in speed weeks where I make sure I'm basically watching from heat races on every night. You know what I mean? And I pay attention to Volusia and Alltech and all that as well. But East Bay was the one that I always had my attention. And that's going to be hard to replace next year. But
And think about it like I saw on the Rocket's Facebook page,
Yeah.
Mark Richards they posted a note from Mark Richards about about East Bay and the historical significance of it. But and some of the guys like James Essex talked about it. But guys who have been going there like 20, 30 years,
mm-hmm,
right? Like every February, right? Like how different that's gonna be, right? That's pretty wild, and that's why I think so many people, and it was emotional for some people tonight, right? The
mm-hmm.
last Winter Nationals at East Bay. So um yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Speed Weeks 2025 looks like with East Bay not being a part of it.
I'm sure there will still be plenty of good racing. You think back to how long ago was it where the Wild West shootout shifted from to Vado? Where was it before that?
Where was it?
The
Tucson,
Central.
right?
Who's
Wasn't it in Tucson? No, it was at Tucson at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's different because Wild West Shootout, I mean, y'all may not remember this, but it bounced around from a few different
Right.
tracks. And then it was it Phoenix? Was where it was. It was in Tucson for years, but it bounced around. But East Bay is just East Bay,
Yeah.
Like I think
But
it's no
what I'm
matter
getting at though is,
yeah.
you quickly, it felt, I know wherever they had it had just kind of started producing some good racing.
Yeah.
Like the last couple of years there. And then it was like, oh man, now they got to move. Well, they quickly realized that, hey, Vado can produce good racing too and puts on a good show as well. So what I'm getting at, my point is hopefully something fills the void, right? It won't be the same, obviously, but something that produces good racing that you look forward to each February, right? That isn't, not to knock Volusia or Golden Isle, but, it just doesn't produce the same. I mean, you're just not, I don't think you're going to run. There's very few tracks you're going to go race 6 nights and have 6 different winners, right?
And have 6 good nights of racing, right?
Exactly.
Like, you're going to have a lot of tracks. You're going to have for every 2 good nights of racing you're going to have one not so good, right?
Exactly.
Like that's kind of normal. Unfortunately, East Bay seemed to almost always produce more good racing than not, right? More times than not. Like this week, it was really only one feature that was kind of not so great, but everything else just great racing, great night of racing, just about the rest of the week. So,
Right on. So I had I mentioned it to y'all earlier, kind of maybe go through and say who was the dominant car at East Bay, or at least the good cars, who overperformed and who underperformed this week. And I kind of had it in my mind that whoever won tonight, I really thought that you were going to have a repeat winner, right? Davenport, maybe Turbo, O'Neill. And then I was going to be like,
maybe.
yes, Shepard. And then it's going to be like, well, that guy was your, if you had to pick a car that was the top one for the week, it would be that guy. But then you have Wilson winning. And so did you feel like there was one guy that maybe, if you had to pick who was the top guy during the week that you would point to?
I mean, it's kind of hard because it was so spread,
Mm-hmm.
evenly, so many guys that were, consistent. I think Turbo probably.
I'm going to say Turbo was
Yeah,
good.
was probably the most consistently. I mean, obviously, I'm Jesse's our notes guy, and
Our
I mean, you have
journalist over here.
averages and average finishes.
See,
And
that's where we
most
need
top
an
fives and
intern
all
that can
that.
have all this information compiled for us.
Jesse's a notes guy, but he's not a stats guy. He doesn't get into the
Right.
stats, I guess.
He also takes notes and then doesn't really look back at them.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. There's several things that I brought
I'm
up
messing
before.
with you.
Turbo has definitely been out front. Like he's been competing for the wins like the majority of these nights. Like I don't know how many exactly, but he's been up there and in the mix, and winning one. So like he hasn't wavered too much
Right.
from being competitive and up front. So hard to not go with him, really and truthfully.
I'd say
and then
JD kind of stayed
Yeah.
up front a good bit.
Shepard seemed to be once they
Yeah.
kind of turned a corner early in the week. Here the last few nights it seems like, and obviously had the win in the makeup race. Seems like he's been pretty good. Jimmy Owens has been good.
Yeah.
Dude, yes.
Like his win on whatever night it was, Thursday, was not a fluke, right? Like
Right.
he ran good all week and was in contention all week.
He's actually been pretty good in all in all the Lucas speed weeks, honestly.
Yeah.
Or better than he was, I guess, improved from last year. All right, so we're not saying anybody. Obviously, no one dominated, but basically everybody that won a race was
Yep. Yeah, they were
decent
up
all
front.
week. You know what I
Really
mean?
good.
It just shook out to where they, no one won two of them. But
Yep.
I did want to get at who were some guys who, by their standards, what they probably wanted to come in there and do this week. Who were some guys that overperformed and who were some guys that underperformed? I guess we could talk. I wanted to start with overperformed because I had Jimmy Owens as a guy that came into East Bay and overperformed from what I really thought he would do. Is
Right.
that I guess a fair assessment of Jimmy's East Bay week?
Yeah, I think
I
if you'd
could-
if you'd have said, listen, if you'd have told me, and I think if you told anyone, there's going to be 6 different winners at East Bay, and guess who you think they're going to be? I mean, would any of us thought Jimmy Owens? You know what I mean? If you had 6
No.
shots, I don't think so. Not that he's not capable. I mean, he's won there before, but with it being such a, get up on the wheel, and like the rough a lot of the nights, like it's not his cup of tea here lately. But for him to get a win and be consistently up front, competing up front, yeah, I think definitely he performed well and overshot his expectations based on how he's been running the last couple of years.
Right.
So I would agree with that.
Anybody else?
Oh yeah, I got one. Like, I mean, he didn't stand out hugely in the main events, and he did stand out.
I was about to say, I think I know who you're gonna say.
He did stand out, but for the wrong reasons in the features. But the fact that he had so much speed and was racing his way into these main events, it's got to be Boom Briggs. Like, how often you see him out there, winning heat races and racing his way in with no provisionals, and hell, he started on outside front row tonight. Like,
Yeah.
that's it's pretty impressive. Went fast time in Group B tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now the feature and what he does after that, it was whatever, so, but it was still impressive, from his early and how well he did in the preliminary action stuff.
I would agree with that one.
Yeah, I think even though he didn't have the feature finishes to show for it, Jensen Ford.
I have him written.
I think he
down
made
too.
3. What did he make? 3
qualifying and
shows.
race speed.
Yeah.
He was really good. It's something about he's in a rocket, right? Isn't that a rocket?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's in a rocket.
It's the rocket. Some of the rockets were just consistently fast early, right? We already talked about Garrett Smith, Jensen Ford, Boom in a rocket, and fast early. Turbo, but he was good all night. But it was like something. The Rockets are just good there at East Bay. Better, I think, if you look at how they performed historically, the last few years elsewhere, they're better at East Bay anyway. But for some reason this week, some of these guys were just really good early, right? Like, and kind of random, like Blair Norder.
I was about to say, what's he in? Is he in a rocket, or
Is that a rocket?
did we confirm that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe we're making that
He
up,
was-
but it would fit the bill if he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who are you talking about?
no door.
Snowdrift, no
Yeah.
dwarf.
Yeah, he's in a rocket car. And that's
Yeah,
what I
there
was
you
gonna
go.
say,
Well, there you go.
somebody somebody that's definitely been good, or
Yep.
good enough there. You mean, yeah, you gotta, obviously paid in the features, whatever, but
Yeah.
to qualify good and heat race good, get yourself up there every night. That's good.
Wilson and Alberson both.
Oh,
I
yeah.
felt like overperformed. But it's weird with them because it feels like both of them could just be at a higher level now. You know what I'm saying, and be competing for more wins going forward. Maybe even competing to be in the top 4. In the championship deal, possibly.
Right.
Time will tell on that. But based off of last year and Speed Week so far, it felt like both of them overperformed a little bit. Anybody else jumps out at you? Clay Harris, he had a bad night tonight.
He had a bad night tonight.
I guess he still made, was it 4 out of 6 races? So
What's funny is it almost feels like, based on how he had done in Speed Weeks until this point, almost feels like he underperformed a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? If you'd have said
Right.
before Speed Weeks going into the year he was going to, make however many of his the races and have a couple really good runs, you'd have thought he overperformed. But he set the bar so high with how well he ran elsewhere, pretty much everywhere at Speed Weeks so far, that it almost felt kind of like you were kind of expecting a little better, but I think that's just the nature, a result of him being so good, so far this year. So
Yeah.
interesting dynamic there.
Hey, go ahead,
go ahead.
Jesse.
I was gonna say Will Harrington
That's
made
what I
like
was about
4
to-
out of the.
I think it
he
was
made
5.
4 was it 5?
I think
Well-
he was going in tonight having made all of them. I believe. I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he had made all of them till tonight.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty impressive on his end, their new team and everything, and making all the features was pretty good. And it probably one of the few Barry Wrights there. Maybe
could have been the only one.
Maybe the only
Yeah.
Barry Wright there. So still pretty good for that team to make the
Yeah.
features that he did this week.
On the flip side of that, got anybody that probably is leaving East Bay kind of a little let down with their performance, thinking, man, I should have come in there and run better. It was a rough week.
Yeah, I got one. 20 RT.
I
Oh,
think,
yeah,
I was gonna
that's-
say him
okay.
too.
Well, that was a give. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he tweeted how happy he was with that.
But here's,
um,
what are we talking about? Underperformed?
by his standards, by where
by
he,
his standards.
yeah.
Yeah, but I
Mhm.
think we knew this wasn't a good track for him, right?
Was-
East Bay, and even
Still,
he would tell
regardless,
you-
he never
It doesn't
contended.
He had
matter.
6
Yeah,
chances
that's
at it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's a good.
Is there
point.
any other track in the country that you would think he would go to?
Right. Six
And
times,
not-
6 nights
and
in a
not
row,
win
never
one?
contend. Never
Yeah.
contend.
Never even
Not
be on
even
the
podium?
podium?
All right.
Yeah.
I think he
that's
did
a
get a
good
top
point.
5 once, maybe.
He's gonna
Yeah,
be
I think
hoping
he
for
was
a
fourth
rain
on
out
that.
come October.
Yeah.
So-
He
Is he still leading the
so-
points?
Yeah, yes, because he got 8th tonight and O'Neal got 10th.
Okay. Well, he's got that
Yeah.
going for him.
All right, so one I got that I just felt like, I wasn't like setting the bar crazy high for him, but it's like his home track. Bronson. Like I thought that he would have, hit on something,
Yeah.
before the end of the week. I mean, he made the race tonight through a heat
Through
race.
RTJ moving over.
Exactly. So other than that, though, I feel like he didn't really hit on a whole lot.
It seems like he usually is in contention to competing to win 1 or 2 each year. It seems like, and he never really was this year. Yeah, I would agree with that one.
I got a few. One stood out to me, and I don't know. He wasn't that bad. He just wasn't as. Again, we're comparing to kind of expectations, right? What you
Right.
expect, but and we've seen him be really good there. Usually, but that's Devin Moran, right? Like he wasn't really. I mean, he was. I think he had a couple top 5s, or at least one top 5, and
Yeah.
a lot of top 10s. But he never was really in contention.
Yeah,
right?
He led the makeup race.
he did.
And then
But
faded.
even then, you expect he gets to the front. Oh, Devin's going to win it, and then he gets past, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he just didn't quite. He just was a little off.
I would say ever since the night 1 win at Volusia,
Yeah.
it seems like he hasn't had as good of.
They must have made him pull his nose back a little bit straight.
Got the car straight, can't go nowhere.
Got that skew out of it.
I mean, but
I
his
don't know.
Florida,
I don't think that's it, because he's been good at East Bay before he had all that stuff. But I think it's a little disappointing too, because with him and his dad both having been good at East Bay and ran there and been a part of
Yeah, and all of
Winter
Muskegum County
Nationals.
being there or whatever they
Yeah,
said.
right.
Yeah, like you think, I'm sure he's probably disappointed he didn't cash in and get another win before, in the final speed week, Winter
Yeah.
Nationals. I'm sure he'll be hoping to do a little better come October when they go back there for the finale. The other ones I was gonna say, Tanner English wasn't that wasn't he's usually decent at East Bay
Hmm.
when he's down there and runs. Usually you'll see him sneak up there and maybe get in a top five and be kind of have a
Has
good
he
run. But
won? Did he win one at East Bay? Didn't he? Or
maybe
almost win one or something? Him and Shepard, was that him
I
that
know
they
he's ran well there
yeah.
at East Bay, and you
Anyway,
expect
yeah, I
him.
agree. He definitely
And he
was.
struggled. He struggled to make the shows. He has
Yeah.
not won at East Bay Winter Nationals
Okay, I
before,
thought I
as
remember him.
according to
Maybe.
their own dirt page.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have
but
Troutman on your list?
I didn't because he's still, man. Troutman's still. I mean,
Yeah.
he's only, still new, right?
I
Rookie.
kind
I
of
mean,
expected him to be one of the surprises, like in at least one or two races, like be up there, and
right.
never did. He did go from 30th to 9th tonight, so
Yeah, that was
so
impressive.
that definitely. I actually had him wrote down before,
Yeah,
that, but
Feature.
yeah,
I have one more. Is Spencer Hughes and the JCM ride kind of struggling a little bit. And one of the reasons is because it's so weird. We mentioned this, but like so many rockets and random rockets were good, like Boom and Snowdrift and like kind of inconsistent and Jensen Ford and
hmm
consistently good, and he just never really seemed to hit on anything.
he was never
And kind of
bad,
he was
just
never
never.
bad, but he
Yeah,
was
No, he
never
wasn't
in.
bad.
But he
Just
was never really in contention, and is like the whatever the rest of those Rockets had going on. They were doing something completely different.
right.
So I felt like I was expecting him at some point with so many Rockets having speed and running well to have a good night, and he never really did. So
Yeah. One other, and I know I don't think he traditionally is great at East Bay, but Tim McCready, after getting a
yeah,
win at Alltech, and
I,
just kind of went backward, didn't by any means keep the momentum rolling through East Bay. But
no.
hey,
I
is what
have
it
him written
is.
down in my underperformer as well.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I thought Ashton Winger would get up and can at least one night be. I mean, he did get to third
Tonight
tonight.
was
He
his
got a top.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tonight was it. Because I mentioned
And
I mentioned it to you earlier, Jesse, and you were kind of like, well, he wasn't bad. I'm like, yeah, but he needs to be up contending for a win, and he just about it looked like he was going to do it tonight, and then contact and went backward from there.
Yeah.
Way it goes. All in all, though, heck of a week at East Bay.
It was.
Yeah, no doubt.
Did we miss anything? There's just so much action, so much drama. It felt like going on.
I was glad to see the 17 Brandon Smith.
Yeah.
I was glad to see him make a show. Like, dude, they race hard and they race everywhere and they race every time. So there is a race to race.
Mhm.
And I know they've been struggling a little bit. So I was actually glad to see them make a show due to it was circumstantial, but they did end up making the show, and I was glad to see that.
and I'd wonder, would be interested to know if he's ever made a Winter Nationals, super late model feature.
Right.
And I'm sure to get it done in the last one, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty special. It's
Mhm.
kind of that. I think obviously they're from Florida, but I'm pretty sure that's their home track. I think the one
Right.
closest to them there. So yeah, pretty cool to see. I thought that as well. Good call, or good one. Good note there, Jesse.
Hey, thanks, man. That's why I write them down.
That's journalist Jesse for you.
Mhm.
Joseph, do you have a good trip to North Carolina and back? Did you get the car back safely?
Yeah, it's here. Everything went good there. As expected, I guess. Yeah, we got up there and got everything going there at Longhorn. Got everything done there and went to go leave. Let's say we didn't know when we were going to get done with it. Just kind of because there was had a few different people had to work on doing a few different things with it, and they're kind of shorthanded with it being speed weeks and stuff. A lot of people were down south, and the shop was kind of not really prepared for a job like what we brought them. But they're like, hey, it might be Friday evening when we get done with this thing. I'm like, well, just whatever. We're not in no hurry. So, but heck, we got everything kind of done up pretty quick and got out of there midday Thursday. And it's funny, we get in the truck to leave, and me and Kayla, it's me, Kayla, and Andy, and we kind of been thinking, well, we're not gonna be in too big of a hurry getting home. There's really no rush, nothing going on over the weekend. We'll probably stop somewhere, do something vacationy, So we get in the truck Thursday, and he's like, "Hey, where we going? What we gonna do here?" And got to look in, and it was this much to go stay here, and we could go do that, and this, that, and other, and get to looking like, well, we're 3 hours from the Smoky Mountains. We could go there, and Airbnb was like $80. It's like, shoot, all right, we going that way. So we headed across I
That's a
40
steal.
and yeah, headed across I 40 and up through the mountains and all around all that, and found our way there to Airbnb, and we got there at like, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock Thursday evening, and went to CC's Pizza, got some pizza, and went on around there at the and all the stuff to do. Kind of done some things that Andy could do. Went in some of the
Y'all like the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area?
yeah,
Yeah, there's plenty to do there.
Kind of went through all that there Thursday night until she got to where we couldn't handle her anymore. So then we came home or came back to the Airbnb and went to bed and woke up the next morning and had to be out there by 10 o'clock and drove home. So
There
it
you
was
go.
it was all good. And plus it was raining there Friday, so really wasn't nothing we could do. We went and got breakfast at one of the Smoky Mountain type of places there. They have
On
like
the Pancake House?
yeah, it was called the Frizzle Chicken or something like that. I don't know. It was a breakfast joint, but it was really good. And hey, I ran into some guys that were some fans of ours. We're walking in the front door, and we get there to the front door at the same time. It's raining and everything. We're all trying to get in the front door. Which, hey, let me just add that if you want to go on vacation up there, now is the time to go. There is no one there. Like it is a ghost town. Like it is not vacation time there, or vacation season. Like there is nothing going on. I mean, nothing.
Last
No
time
waits, no lines, nothing.
last time I was there was it Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend? Remember when we went and you
Yeah.
just couldn't move or
Yeah.
whatever? And then we went to 411 the next night or whatever it was, and I was like, I
Yeah.
will never come back to Gatlinburg.
I'm telling you,
or
the
Pigeon
guy we
Forge.
actually went to. We were doing some wine tasting or something at the Apple Barn. We got to talking to the guy. He's like, yeah, from middle of January to like the 1st of April is our off season. But so there was really nothing going on. Anyway, we're sitting there fixing to go in the door, and this dude walks up in a Tyler Carpenter hoodie. And I'm like, oh, Tyler Carpenter, huh? He's like, yeah, but hey, we watch all your stuff too. And I'm like, all right, good, cool. As we go in and sit down, and we get ready to leave, and so waitress walks up and say, hey, the table over there bought y'all's
Oh
breakfast.
heck yeah!
And we get to look in there, they were gone. I was like, yeah, I bet it was them. I don't know who it was, but I bet it was them. And so we're like, hey, all right, cool. That's pretty cool. But they weren't even there anymore. Like, dang, wish we could have talked to them,
Mhm.
So we get done, go walk outside, and they're standing out there waiting for us. Hey, man, can we get a picture with you? And I'm like,
since you
"Heck yeah,
since you
buddy."
bought breakfast, yeah.
Buy
Yeah.
my breakfast anytime.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that was cool. And we kind of bebopped a little bit there Friday, and then got on the road noon or something yesterday and drove her on to the house. So
We can get back
it's
to
fun,
work
though.
on Monday, huh?
yeah, we got bringing to work with me.
Yep, got cars to bolt together.
Yep.
Anything else happen in the world of racing today? Like it seems like most of these streams we've done, there's always been something to talk about that's happened that like last night, East Alabama selling or whatever, and this, that, and the other. But I didn't see anything today.
Well,
Mississippi
I don't.
State Series came out with their schedule.
I seen
Oh.
that.
They're
Listen.
still. They have one.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Jesse. The Hattiesburg and why not? And are we co-sanctioning anything with them this year?
Not this year, no.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
How many races they got? 10?
hold on, let me read. Reading on everyone reigns anchored by 6 tracks that long supported 16 race schedule.
Really?
According to Dirt on Dirt. Yeah. Pretty good.
Shoot.
Hattiesburg,
Nice.
why not? Jackson,
Greenville.
Magnolia.
Yeah, Greenville. We got the big
Isn't there a new
finale,
track over there in
Gumbo Dash.
Mississippi?
Pine Ridge.
Pine
They
Ridge.
got one
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yep. Guntown, Mississippi. So anyway, yeah.
Well, I guess since y'all ain't got anything.
Hey, now there ain't a whole lot might I be going on the racing world, but I just got one
Oh.
question for you.
Are you ready for some football?
Who y'all got for winning the Super Bowl?
Lions by a straightaway.
Wrong
Okay.
for multiple reasons.
Wrong team, wrong sport.
Well,
Oh, Lord.
okay. Here, dummy.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, who do you got winning the Super Bowl?
Well, anyone want to take a?
Hey, no. That's not even the real question, Jesse. That's not even the real question.
What's the
The
real
real
question?
question is Taylor Swift gonna make it from Hong Kong or wherever she's at?
And if she does, how many times are they going to show her on TV?
Yeah. What is it? What's
Hey.
the over under? Has anyone looked? Jesse,
Hong
you're the
Kong.
betting man. You're the one who's been
Yeah,
betting
hell,
on football. And you look to see
I
what
don't
the
know.
prop
He
bet
quit
is
all
and-
that. He quit all
I
that
quit.
last year.
Dude, what you were?
Quit.
2023
You're not gonna
thing.
bet on the Super Bowl?
He
Any
is.
kind of way.
He is.
Yeah, I've already got two.
He's
I've already
got $500 on the coin flip. Don't let him fool you.
You know,
Did you bet on the length of the national anthem?
No, I got
Hey,
a couple.
hey, stop what you're doing. How about Rusty Shields tonight with the God Bless America and the national anthem back to back?
Did he?
Does he not do that every
I know
night?
It was good. I know
Yeah.
sure because he does a great
It,
job.
it
I
was
did- I
about
missed
10
it
minutes
tonight.
worth of him standing there singing.
I
Holy
missed it
crap,
tonight.
I missed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Y'all
All right.
missed a good one.
Chat's
Anyway.
Chat's catching up with us.
All right.
And getting their picks in. I got the 49ers.
What?
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
I got
Yeah.
the Chiefs. You want to put 10 on it?
What?
Huh?
It's hard not
Hold
to
on.
pull for Brock Purdy, really.
That's it. I don't know. I'm not saying that I don't know who's gonna win the game. I'm not an analytical as far as football goes kind of guy, to the X's and O's, type of thing. But just who I would like to see win it would be the 49ers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not that I
Yeah.
have anything against
Well,
Chiefs.
I just feel like the Chiefs really kicked Baltimore's butt, and I really wasn't expecting that. And I just feel like they do that again. I feel like Baltimore was pretty good.
Yeah. So was
Chiefs are
Detroit.
gonna win. Yeah.
Yeah. I got
It's Detroit, Jonathan.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
34-31.
Oh,
49ers.
we're making
49ers.
score predictions.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well, hell, I ain't into all that. I'm just telling you, Chiefs gonna win it.
Yeah. Not gonna make it. By how many, Jesse? Come on. Touchdown.
6
touchdowns,
points
6
plus.
points, that's all? Come on now.
Six-
you got
over 6.
You got to
More
throw
than
out a
6.
It's
score,
not even
Jesse.
it's not even
More
confident.
than 6. More than 6.
More than 6. Okay.
I'll say. So I've watched. There's been a couple of times this season where San Francisco has not looked good. Specifically, Brock Purdy. He can look really good sometimes, but there's also times where he struggled. I think the Baltimore game, they even took him out, and the backup looked better for a little while there. And so anyway, I think if he gets rattled, as good as he is at times, if he gets rattled, I think it can go downhill quick. And I think that's what with 2 weeks to prepare, Kansas City will be looking to do is to get to him, get him rattled, and then put it up, make Christian McCaffrey, take the load. And as good as he is, I mean he'll be good and get his yards and probably a touchdown or 2, but I don't think he can carry the load by himself. So that if they can make him one dimensional, I think Kansas City will have I could see them winning going away, like a 34-20 type score. I wouldn't be surprised. So,
How about
anyway.
Joshua McAfee over here?
Joshua.
Yeah,
McAfee.
like come on. Okay.
I mean,
He'll
yeah,
done
I'm
it
a
up.
football
Hey,
fan.
Joshua, I was going
Holy, you know what, dude? Hey, Marty Atwood ain't having nobody else be our top damn chatter. That's all there is to it.
Marty.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Marty.
you, Marty. Just
There
to
you
get
go.
top super chat again.
Marty,
Yeah, you could have done it with $20.
Yeah. Hey,
Leave
don't
no doubt.
discourage him. Yeah.
Hey.
Run it up,
He's,
Hey.
like,
boys.
he's like Whitener in that B man.
I was about to say Marty. Marty is he's the whitener of the chat, man. No doubt.
Coming in with the
Good way.
elbow.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marty. Appreciate that.
Really
man.
appreciate the heck out of that.
Yeah.
Good lord, that was surprising. I ain't gonna lie, that blew my socks off.
That was surprising.
Hey, yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is Chiefs are gonna win.
Chiefs are gonna win.
Jo-
Okay.
Josh was getting statistical over there.
I didn't
Analytical.
say a single statistic. I just said a score. I predicted. I didn't.
You
All right,
said
he got-
one dimensional. That's like
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
That's the point of the game. Is whatever you
This
shut
is-
down their
How
pass or
many
their run.
how many
You shut it
dimensionals
down.
am I?
Hey,
dimensionals.
on today's episode of HTF Hunt the Football, we
Yeah.
got
I will say,
Yeah.
I am actually pulling for the 49ers, though.
yeah.
I will say that, not that it's about race, but a white running back is kind of like is rare, right? Like in
Josh was going for the white boy.
we're gonna get canceled.
it is. So
I get what
like,
you're saying, Joshua.
yeah, like
Mhm.
like it's represent.
Oh my
Good.
God.
Not that I don't,
All right,
listen. I
Josh
played
was
football in
done.
high
Cut
school.
him off.
I played football in high school. I felt like I was the
Small
underachieving white guy the whole time.
the small
So,
white
like,
guy,
it
big
was-
heart, short
Yeah.
stature. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying, Joshua.
Yeah. But anyway, it'll be fun to watch. Either
Yeah,
way. It'll
we'll
a
be
good
keeping
game.
our eye on it. See how
Hey,
many
I
times
will say
Taylor
this,
gets on TV.
Yeah, I will say this. I need McCaffrey to score 2 touchdowns. All right.
If he does
That's all
that,
I'm
you're
saying.
happy, huh?
He's gonna
And,
count
and,
that on it.
and a lot of money on heads, but other than that, he's all right.
Yeah, we need McCaffrey to score 2 touchdowns and Travis Kelce to score 1. It could be receiving or rushing on either one of them.
That's all you need is him to score
all you
2
need.
and Kelsey to score 1.
Listen.
I like
it's a
that. That's good. I think you.
I think
probably
it's a
got
good
odds.
bet.
Yeah.
Here, I'll
What
tell
do
you
you
what. I'll tell you what I put on
What
it.
you put on that?
I put. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm a cheapskate. I put $10 on it.
If it
What's that gonna
happens, what do
you?
you
20?
win?
Like, what do you?
It wins 50 if it hits.
What is it? I feel like that you should have went. You should have went bigger on that. I
Yeah,
feel
for
like
sure.
Hey,
That's a good bet.
Joshua,
Yeah.
I could put in a bigger slip tomorrow on the same bet, probably.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go do it. Put in 100.
You went for 50?
You know what? Go do it. Yeah, go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
He's in for your
Nah.
50.
It's gonna happen,
nah,
Jesse.
nah.
You know it
Yeah,
is.
We'll
let
split
me
it
know
if you
if it
win.
hit.
We'll split
Yeah,
it if you win.
I hear you.
You
I
can
hear
take
you.
us all to Longhorn.
That's
He's over
steakhouse.
here. Do what?
Do what? Oh, Dez, what are you talking about?
He's mad with Joshua.
Probably. Oh gosh. All right. Heck fire. All right. So I got Chiefs. You got San Francisco. You got San Francisco. Joseph, did you even say?
No, Joshua had the Chiefs.
Oh,
I
you
got-
got Chiefs?
I'm gonna pull for San Fran tomorrow.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not about who you're pulling for; it's who's going to win. I am pulling for San Francisco.
I don't
You
care.
multiple
I'm-
reasons.
Listen, I'm pulling for a good game,
There you go.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
I want to see San Fran come out on top of. But other than
Yeah.
that, I care less. I don't.
I have watched way more football this year than I have in recent years
Yeah.
since Tebow was on the Broncos.
Yeah.
that was the last time I paid much
Hell,
attention to
these
football.
probably people in the chat wasn't even born then.
It wasn't that long ago. 2011.
Hey,
that was when
I
they made
saw-
their run.
Yeah, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I saw someone in chat say the over under on Taylor Swift appearances on
5.5.
screen 5.5. What are we thinking on that?
Well, first off, she's got to make it. Like I said, she's over there across, way over
Joseph's
yonder.
keeping up with this more than I just.
She'll be there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this depends. Now, here's the thing: if you're taking the over 5.5s, you also better have some overs on Travis Kelce touchdowns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or just catches in general. I feel like every time he touches the ball, they're
Yards.
Yeah.
You need to be over on the yards. Over. You need to stack it, right? Yeah. Anyway.
I think that's a safe over, unless it's like a really dud of a game for Kansas City, and they're not performing well. Kelsey gets hurt or something, and knocked out early. Like I just can't. Like I feel like when I've watched their game, she is constantly on screen.
She's on there
You
a
know what
lot.
I mean,
Yeah.
so I think that if I were betting, man, I would take the over on 5.5. So,
All right.
Jesse, what's look at up? Get us
All right.
a bet going
Listen,
on that.
No, that ain't on my stuff.
Put 100,
Listen,
I'll take
Hell,
half.
you
of the
hold-
win.
here's my thing.
hold-
Does it bother you? Like, there's a lot of people that gripe about it. Does it bother you?
I don't. I mean,
Don't
that,
matter, man.
that
I
doesn't
like
matter,
seeing Jason Kelsey,
Yeah,
pounding
that's true.
beers at
Oh my God!
Buffalo.
Double fisted, shirtless, running around and
Pictures
free
with the fans.
That was
That was
fun.
cool.
Hey Taylor, check out her sign or whatever.
Yeah. Goes and grabs a kid from the grandstands and takes him. Yeah,
We're
that
gonna
was
show
cool.
Taylor. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. It's funny.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
don't bother
whatever.
me. Yeah,
It's a good
I mean, as
story.
long as
the
they-
game's
if they're
good.
not if they're not turning away from something,
Right.
there's not a play going on. I mean, what else
Right.
are we gonna
Yeah.
What does it matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, hey, chat, some of y'all are falling off, but before you leave, be sure to drop a like. We got 119 likes and over 300 viewers still.
Give us
I
a
think it really
like.
helps us out a lot if you like this video. And if you haven't already, obviously subscribe to this channel. That is
And
all.
don't forget about the giveaway, htfmerch.com. Get you entered to win for a chance to win the Camaro every $10 you spend now through March 3rd. Website for details. Oh, yeah, it'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
I have me some chicken wings.
Chicken wing.
Hey, your father Joseph said we were gonna cook a hog at your house tomorrow. I don't know if you're aware of that, but he's inviting people over to your house.
Do what?
What? He told me
So,
that.
so we're getting together at Joey's place.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Pig in the ground.
I'll have to go figure
nice.
this part out.
I wanna make sure your wife's
Yeah, I
there.
was gonna say,
Oh,
have
I
fun.
know. You know, Kayla went to the store a while ago, bought some wings and stuff. I
She
don't-
buy enough for everybody.
No, we ain't planning on having no dang party.
Hey, Benny
Brendanthal?
Bridenthal.
Hope we're saying that
Bridenthal.
right. Thank you. Are you guys coming to Illinois for the PDC and to East Bay for the final East Bay swing? Thank you for the super chat, the $5 there, Benny. I think well, we don't have a race scheduled on either a series race on either of those events. So it's a weekend that is open currently, and it's just one of them deals where we'll see how things are going. Said it several times. We're running the Hunt the Front series and the Dream and the World, and the rest of it's just going to be just have to see where how it's going when the time comes. But we will try to make sure we give everybody enough of a heads up to plan on us being there or plan on us not being there.
That's right.
I definitely want to get back to Fairbury for the PDC. That's a good event, cool event to be a part of. And East Bay would like to get down there.
There you go.
Just
Coming
to
in
beat
strong.
Marty.
Man, dude, he coming here hurting some feelings.
That's
he
the Wagner
did.
move right there. The elbow.
Man, that ain't right. That ain't right.
Hey, Jeff. Thank you,
dude.
Jeff. $101 just to beat Marty. Appreciate
Dude,
you,
just
Jeff.
to beat Marty. Hey, that's his first live stream super chat ever.
Wow.
$101.
You love
Hey,
to see
we
it.
really appreciate the crap out of that.
Thank you, Jeff.
I tell
You're
you
the
what,
man,
let's
Jeff.
just stay live a little while longer.
Going once.
Yeah, that ain't
gosh.
right.
No,
He coming
no.
in talking about a buzzer beater, possibly. How's it looking for Jesse on the HTF series? Yeah, probably not.
Oh,
God dang!
Not for long.
ouch.
Marty said,
No, not in my house.
Listen, fellas.
Oh,
Dude,
Marty, hey,
not for long.
We appreciate it, Marty. Appreciate
Marty,
all you. Appreciate both.
dude, ain't
Yeah,
no
no doubt.
thank
doubt.
y'all.
Hey,
Not
for
for
real,
long.
Wow.
hey, while these guys are going crazy on the super chats, thanks to everyone that has done the super chat and taken part of that. We really do appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. So that's lit, and these guys are just going bananas. So
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Marty.
absolutely.
We sure do
Jeff and Marty.
appreciate that.
no
Nice,
doubt.
Marty.
Nice, Marty. Hey, I think that's a tip of the hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a tip of the hat.
Them
Hey,
boys
go
just tough
HTF.
tonight.
Hey, it all helps.
Um,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
God, dog, I about fell out of my chair.
Saw that. I don't know. As far as the Hunt the Front series, man, it's gonna be so tough. Like, man, you gotta. I don't know. We're gonna be focused in on when we go to those races, being on top of our game with Joseph and the Longhorns for sure. But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they
Dude.
definitely want to get Jesse in some super racing this year. Hey,
Yeah, maybe we'll do it. Here lately, we've had a couple races I'd run super, so maybe we can maybe it'd be a few races I can do it again this year as well.
right.
Go ahead.
Benny, thank you again, man. I'm definitely buying a driver's door if you come to PDC.
Heck yeah.
I'm sure we'll be
Heck yeah.
stocked some up by then. But I hope we make it. It'll be one of those we'll see when it gets closer to time. Zach
Zach
Boswell.
Boswell. You're welcome. By the way, Jesse, he bought a new Hunt the Front gaming hat. Said it's bad A.
There you go.
Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah,
I need to get me
he said
one.
he was happy with it. So thank you, Zach B. Thank you for the super chat as well.
Jesse
Hey,
came
don't-
up
don't-
with the
I was just gonna-
design. I picked out the hat that we put it on.
Yeah.
Don't forget, hit him with the reminder about the Camaro.
I did. You weren't listening, but I will again.
When?
Every $10 you
Just now?
well,
Yes,
about
he already
2
did.
minutes ago. But
Okay.
hey, I'll
No,
do it
my
again.
bad.
Every $10 you spend, HTFmerch.com now through March 3rd gets you entered to win for a chance to win the Camaro. HTFmerch.com for rules and details and how to enter without making a purchase. I feel like I was wanted to mention this to y'all, but I feel like we hurt Jordan and Dusty's feelings with the giveaway.
They will.
Well,
Not
they
eligible.
no, well, yeah, I did have to have that conversation with them about. They were talking about, well, I got to get entered and da da da. I'm like, fellas, I don't think y'all can win the Camaro. That is a major conflict of interest. But no, they were waiting on us to get it registered and insured and all that, and it just be the shop vehicle. You know what I mean? And then it's like, wait, we're getting rid of the Camaro, and they drove it around a little bit.
Speaking of which, I guess we didn't get an invite to the freaking Freedom 500, huh?
No, we didn't.
And you see, a winner gets a helicopter.
A helicopter. Yeah, we didn't need that. We didn't need that.
No, we didn't need.
We
that.
didn't need that.
No, no.
We did not need that.
Oh look,
No.
Marty coming
Marty
out.
needs a gator
I need
bait
a
door.
gator bait door. Hey, it's crazy. I have 2 doors and one of them's like been sold for a year or
Just-
half a year already, and I'm still running the darn thing.
Jesse has a door owner.
Yeah,
I
I have a door owner.
He has a door owner.
Marty, thanks for the $10 once again, though, buddy. Really appreciate it. Dude, I was fixing to go into something.
We can probably hook you up, Marty. Stay tuned.
Hold
Yeah, I
on
know.
now.
We were talking about the Camaro. I know that.
Talking
Camaro,
about Cletus,
Cletus
Cletus.
the helicopter. Joe, what would you have done with a helicopter?
sold it.
Yeah, we imagine all the.
We wouldn't have done burnouts with it.
I was gonna say, like, y'all have trouble with, like, do a burnout both times you won something. Could you imagine get here and fly it? What would you do?
Actually, I'm not gonna.
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. Helicopters ain't my thing.
No,
Yeah.
no,
We could start a sightseeing
Imagine
business
the
down here on the
giveaway.
beach.
Imagine the giveaway we could do for that thing, though.
But who wants a helicopter?
Who the hell's gonna
like,
want
what
a
are you gonna
helicopter?
do with it?
$10 helicopter
Could be.
for $10. You can have your own helicopter.
I didn't really study the picture or know anything about it, but I did have a local guy here that apparently knows about helicopters and said it was really, really valuable, like over $100,000 possibly valuable.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, or I have no
What, he
idea.
me-
That's just what he said.
messaged you? or something?
Yeah,
That's why we're not eligible to go participate.
he was
in
just
trying to
like,
win it?
he just was like, I saw y'all didn't get invited or something. I don't know, whatever. Then I was like, well, I don't think we need a helicopter. Like we'd hurt ourselves in that. And then he said something about, I think it's worth $100,000. I don't know. He's into aviation and stuff, but whatever. I don't.
Yeah, that is something though. They're not even here.
Well, Cletus has a lot of people that want to come do those races. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
We weren't invited last year to this
No,
specific
not this one.
race
We weren't.
either.
We haven't been.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
weren't.
haven't been invited to this one yet. It's like the fourth or fifth one, I think, and we hadn't been invited to it yet. So, and he wants to give them other boys a chance. You know what I mean? Can't blame him for that. Can't have us winning every one of
And
them.
I think they get tired of you winning all the time.
The last one was sure a snoozer. But
The Bristol one was good.
Bristol was
Yeah.
damn good.
The Freedom Factory, the Mullets, they didn't have a chance.
no.
Didn't have a chance.
We told them we were going to win by 2 laps.
Well,
We got him by half a lap.
Yeah.
If Joseph had run the whole thing, he'd have won it by 2 laps. Oh man, y'all got anything else? I didn't. Whatever on the Cletus thing. I think it's just a matter of
My feelings are hurt.
yeah, you'd be all right.
Oh, Lord.
Too dang good. That's the problem. Yeah, it could have been the HTF series helicopter.
That'd have been cool.
Yeah,
Could have
We'll
been
just
our
get it.
drone.
We'll get a drone instead, a little cheaper and
Yeah.
safer.
Yeah,
I
possibly.
don't know.
If
All
it
right.
crashes. Oh, anyway, go ahead.
I'm getting out of here. I was past my bedtime.
Hey, chat, be sure to drop a like. And I think we're coming down to the point. Oh, what I was going to say is like, what do we need to tell them about preparing for I don't think we're gonna do the Volusia. As far as trying to schedule
Oh,
our next
live?
live stream
Oh.
here, like, what's our plan?
I don't know. I don't.
When is that? When is that?
Starts
Monday?
Monday.
Monday and Tuesday.
Well, I know our schedule has us Thursday, Friday, Saturday being at Southern practice
Yeah.
racing
Right.
2 nights. So at best we could be here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But at the same time, I know my wife's ready to kill me. And I'm gonna tell you what, my butt was dragging, getting done here at 10:30, 11 o'clock, getting in bed at midnight, time we get everything done with the video stuff, and then having to have tennis in at school at 7.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we go
Can't
live
pro-
and we could.
We're not promising we're going live every night. Like
maybe
did
we
this week.
maybe we jump on Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Or something.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. I don't know. Yeah. Well, y'all are gonna have to stay tuned for next week at Volusia. East Bay was just so action packed it drained us.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep doing this, the podcast stuff, and I did like our Monday morning Wheelman. I don't think we're gonna do it this Monday morning because we've already talked about East Bay. So maybe we do something Tuesday.
A turn in Tuesday or a Wheelman Wednesday.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe we do
We'll
that.
spin
Maybe.
Wednesday.
We'll spin
We'll see.
Wednesday.
Maybe we'll let them know. Follow us on Facebook. Maybe we can let them know if we do plan to do a morning-ish daytime stream, with a
Right.
post.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Keep an eye
There
on
you go.
things on Facebook. We'll keep y'all
There you go.
updated. All right, y'all.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Hey,
Oh, hit it up,
regardless,
hit it.
thank you.
Don't use
Thank
it
you
in
for
the
hanging
chat.
out with us.
Thank you for all the super chats. Can't thank y'all enough. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Jeff, and everybody else as well.
Thank y'all.
And thank
Everyone
y'all
have a
for
good rest of
tuning
your
in.
weekend.
And
See ya.
yeah, have
Enjoy the
fun.
Super Bowl.
And yeah, enjoy the Super Bowl. And we'll catch y'all next time. See y'all.
Absolutely. See
Bye,
y'all.
everybody.